Hello and welcome to Tobysblogs. Today I'm going to be reviewing and looking at a film called Nobbs. I came across this on Iplayer and I thought, well, that's interesting, and I watched the film and it was really good and I really enjoyed it. It's kind of a gay kind of themed film set in the Victorian times, but it's just the ending which I really think is really wrong. And I think, why did anyone write that? It's like, it's been playing my mind for ages, so I thought, right, I've got to do a review and discuss it on YouTube, because it's like, it's playing my mind, why would anyone write that ending? It just baffles me. So, we're going to get onto the ending later, but first, let's look at the plot of Nobbs. Nobbs is about a woman who dresses as a man, and she passes as a man. She's a waiter. She works in a hotel and she waiters and like a butler. Everyone thinks she's a man. Everybody in the hotel, everybody who knows her, 100% thinks that she is a man, and she passes as a man. And it's Victorian England, and Albert thinks that she can't get to a good place in the world by being a woman, so she dresses as a man and passes as a man, and everyone believes that she's a man. And she's gone through all these years, worked her way up she's worked in all these different hotels around the world, and now eventually end up in Dublin in Ireland. And she's collected all this money. She stores it under the floorboards, and she counts it and puts it in her book. And she counts all the money and she wants to buy a shop with it. Everything's going hunky-dory until the woman who runs the hotel says that the painter has to share a bed with Albert Nobbs. Now this is a problem because Albert Nobbs is a woman and the painter is a man. So it all goes fine until Albert Nobbs gets bitten by a flea and jumps up and everything, and then trying to get out of there, and their tits come out, and then they realise, the man goes, "Oh, you're a woman?" And then she goes, "Oh, please, 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 be end of me, please don't tell anybody." And then we eventually find out the painter is actually a woman, and then she gets her bristles out, which are actually bloody huge. You think she's got all tugged up, then she just reveals it and she's got bloody huge bristles, like, whoa. And then they have a nice good friendship with each other, which we'll go on to later on. And the person who's the painter is married, who is a woman. The painter acts like a man, and dresses as a man. Everyone thinks he's a man, but he's a woman, like Albert Nobbs. And he's married to a woman, and he actually got away with it. And then Albert Nobbs is so fascinated by this, and then he says, if you want to go for this girl, go for her. So he starts courting her, but the problem is the girl he's after is actually going out with a horrible nasty person who actually wants to get all money, and then she takes Albert Nobbs for a ride, and then he's trying to work out in his book, oh, I can spend this little bit of allowance on her and get the presents. And eventually Albert Nobbs asks this woman to marry her, and eventually ends up that the girl that Albert Nobbs is after gets pregnant by this other guy, and then he wants to leave her and go off to America on his own. And then the girl gets all upset, and then Albert Nobbs tries to help the girl, says, "Leave this girl alone, don't you touch her," and he ends up whacking his head and Albert Nobbs dies. And then what happens is Albert Nobbs dies, they find out that he is a woman, and the hotel woman pockets all Albert Nobbs' cash. Now this is the reason why I think it's a horrible ending. One, that the main character dies, doesn't get the love, doesn't get everything he wanted. Two, the horrible bitch of a woman from who runs the hotel gets all the money. When does the villain win with all the money? What's this going on? I just hate the ending of this film. But anyway, I'm going to look at the characters now of the film. And Albert Nobbs, played by Glenn Close. Now, I've watched Glenn Close. I watched her. I've watched 101 Dalmatians. I love that film. I watched it as a kid. No idea. Absolutely no idea. I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he said, "Oh, it's Glenn Close." I said, "Who's Glenn Close?" And he said, "Oh, she's Cruella de Vil." I said, "No, she's not. That wasn't Cruella de Vil. No, surely not." I was so shocked. I was like, "It's not Cruella de Vil." I had no inkling whilst watching the film that this was Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. It was amazing. The makeup was incredible. I had no idea, absolutely no idea. So, had no clue about Glenn Close. So Albert Nobbs as a character, it's like, I really love the character. You fall for the character because it's like, she wants to be a man. She wants to get on the world. She wants happiness. She wants a happy ending, and it's just, you just feel for her because she wants a happy ending, and she's lesbian, and she wants to have a lesbian partner. She wants to have a happy ending. And the person she bumps into, the painter, called Hubert Page, Mr. Page, she, man who pretends to be a man, is a woman, is married to another woman. So there's two lesbians married together in Victorian society, which is absolutely astonishing in itself. And Albert Nobbs wants his own happy ending. He wants to buy his little shop, sell tobacco, and he found the shop, and he was planning on what he's going to do, and planning about, oh, I'm going to have this here, and we'll have this, and we'll have this till for this, and this till for that, and then he's imagining being with his beautiful wife, and, you know, getting all excited, and all this stuff, and you just feel for the character. You just want them to have the happy ending. And all the money counting with a little count book, like, I was like Ebenezer Scrooge, but that's the only reference I have, kind of the money book, and right, I got this amount for tips and that. I go, oh, if I get this amount, I'm going to have that much for the deposit. Oh, that's good. And goes, oh, I'm going to have this. And then it comes along this girl, Helen, who he falls in love with, you know, and it's like, right, if I take away this amount of money, I won't have this marble clock on the mantelpiece or anything. I'll go without that. I need to give her some more presents and things like that. And she's like, giving away all her money, just to try and please and court this girl, when actually she's sleeping with this ruffian. Yes, and she just wants her shop. She wants to have a happy ending, live in the shop, happy ending, you know, it's all she wants, and she don't get it, which is really sad. Well, I don't like the ending of the film. And then Hubert Page, Mr. Page, the other painter, who acts like a man, is a woman, played by Janet McTeer. Really good. The only thing I can remember her is just when she goes, don't worry, to Albert, don't worry, and she goes, just gets her coat and reveals it, and she has bloody huge tits. I just couldn't believe it, because it's, you know, as a man you're all kind of tucked up, all kind of flat chested, and then just reveals her coat, and she's got these two giant breasts. It's like, where do you squeezing those in? It's like, whoa, you expect like two little round little legs, tits, but she had two huge big fat bristles. It's like, whoa. It's like, shouldn't be saying that about the film. But her character is married to another woman, and in Victorian society, two women get married. It's just, I don't see how they got away with it. They actually got married, and we never found out how they actually got away with it. But that's extremely, and the scenes they have together, Albert and Mr. Page, there's quite a few moving scenes in there, for gays, like communities and stuff like that. Their first meeting when they're in the room, and she's trying to conceal herself, and then she finds out the breast. She's like, oh please. She's like, her acting is amazing, Glenn Close. She's like, oh please, oh, I'll do anything, please don't tell anybody, please. It's like fantastic. I love that. And then Albert goes round to the house and sees the two lesbian couple together, you know, and Sees how lovely it is and how she wants to be like them. And there's a scene where both of them go out dressed as women. They're women dressed as men, going out dressed as women, and just the liberation of people think they're women and how beautiful they are, and they go around as men all the time, and now they're suddenly they're beautiful. And there's a beach when they're in the beach, on the beach, and it's run along, and then Albert just goes, I'm free, I'm free, I'm a woman, I'm finally a woman, and doesn't have to be suppressed by being a man, and just runs and smiles, and just a fantastic scene which just runs along the beach like, I'm free, I'm happy, I don't need to be hidden as a man anymore, I'm a woman, and that's just such a beautiful scene. I just love that. Which is a fantastic scene. Right, get into the ending of the film, which is absolutely awful. The evil characters, Joe Mackins, played by Aaron Johnson, Miss Baker, played by Pauline Collins, and it's just awful, you know. Albert wants this fantastic shop and all these other things. He wants all this really nice happy ending, and you think he really wanted to have this happy ending, and I thought all the way through the film, something's going to go wrong, something's going to go wrong, something's going to go wrong, and it did bloody go wrong. Albert dies, and then this horrible woman who is the hotel owner, she pockets all the cash. So what kind of ending is that? With the villain, kind of, not the villain, but kind of this stuck-up woman just pockets all the cash, goes, oh, it's disgusting, isn't it? You know, kind of, it's like looking at Albert's dead items, like his items left in his room, like, oh, kind of, she's like a horrible stuck-up bitch. And I don't see why anybody would write that the main character dies and then this horrible woman pockets all Albert's hard-earned cash. He earned that cash all his life, and all he wanted was a nice lovely shop and a happy ending, and then this bitch he dies, and then this bitch takes all the cash. If Mr. Page, you know, the painter guy, took all the cash, that might have been a more happier ending. But no, this bitch takes all the cash, you know, and it's like really upsetting, and that's really upsetting me and playing on my mind for a very long time now. Why did someone write that? And why did someone think that's a good ending? That's a horrible ending, you know, and it really annoyed me and played on my mind. Why would someone write a book and write a film with that horrible ending, where that bitch gets all the cash and Albert's happy ending gets crushed and he dies, you know? It's such a horrible ending, Really hate the ending of that film, and it's really frustrating me how we go through all this thing and he wants his happy ending, and you really feel for the character, and like you really want them to have the happy ending, and they don't get it and they die, and then some bitch takes all the cash. You know, it's just so frustrating. And that's my review. Special mention to John Rhys Myers, who's Henry VIII in Tudors, played a gay character who has a viscount who has sex with another man. I like that kind of it. And Marie Doyle Kennedy, who played Catherine of Aragon in the Tudors, who plays Mary in this. Really good actresses and actors, and fantastic. Really good film. Hate the ending. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my review. Bye bye. Love you guys.